Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Lime & Soap, and I'm continuing with my Hawaii themed soaps. And this one is Awapuhi Lime. And Awapuhi I'm going to take as a ginger flower. It's a particular kind of ginger, but what I'm remembering is the look of ginger when I used to go visit Hawaii. In particular, there was a torch ginger, which was like almost like a pine cone, and it was red. And so I mixed some lime in this one to kind of balance the floralness of this, although it's a really soft, beautiful scent, this Awapuhi. And it gave me some license to add a little more green to it. So you're going to see this soap as I make it. So let's get started right now. Okay, I'm soaping at about 75 degrees. And you know the routine, so I'm going to just speed through this blending part and come right back to you. That's the Awapuhi and lime mix. Can't remember, I think the Awapuhi can accelerate. So I'll get going. Well, part of the secret of this soap is having a little thickness to the soap batter so it has a texture. Continuing to outside. So far the batter's behaving. Go for the lightest color. And the deeper red. The green. And the turquoise. Okay, so that's all ready. Put those aside. Oh, that's a great consistency for what I want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is stir out some bubbles. Make sure that's all mixed. Then I'm going to do an in the pot swirl. Starting with, I think I want to loosen these up a bit. Let's get that in there, leaving some for the top. Darker of the pinks. This bright green that turned like spinach. And the lighter pink. Let's stir that up a bit. And get my mold here. I love watching it pour. I've kind of simplified this from the last time I made something like this. I used basically the same colors though, and I'll leave a link to my Awapuhi soap that I made many years ago. So it's about time to do this again, and it's perfect for this Hawaii themed series of soaps I'm making. And it's good that a lot of the white appeared on the top. Okay, let's see if I can get these colors in like I want to. I would have liked this. I would have liked this to be a little bit more fluid, but we always make do. A little thicker than what I'd like, but this is what gives the soap design on top of such a really nice texture. I said in another video that soap's going to do what it's going to do. So always paying attention to how the soap is behaving gets my mind going on how I'm going to improvise. And it seems like there's always some improvising taking place, but that's part of the fun for me to see. Kind of like a dance between you and the soap. The blue in there. Turquoise. Just really making sure right now that all the bars will have all the colors. And my soap operates a little bit differently than it did from my soap versions from a long time ago, because I've changed my formula, so all the latest soaps are pretty much free of palm oil. So this will be a Hawaii themed soap, but it's going to be perfect also for the spring holidays. That's a big gob. My soap just wants to amuse me. What's just a little tiny frustrating now is I want to get this in and have it still be fluid enough to do what I want to do, but it's harder to get in because it's being a little stubborn. I hate stubborn soap. Bad soap. Naughty soap, I should say. Okay. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of smushing down before I do anything else. Don't think I'm going to be able to do anything like what I was going to do before, but since it's acting this way, I'll push it into the mold. I can only do this so much though before the colors will definitely turn to mud. But these look like waves. And perfect for a Hawaii type of soap. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. But I do want to add my gold mica drizzle. That brightens it up a lot. This is one thing I can get on in little stripes. I still have to push in my dividers. Does everybody have their gold? I think so. No problem. This is the most soap batter that's ever gone into this mold. So there'll be heavier bars. Gotta make sure you push these in well. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. So I'll bring you back for the unmolding. And I'm going to clean this mold up right now. Afterthought is to add a little glitter. Okay, so let's unmold this. So as I unmold this, I'm going to talk a little bit about longevity in the soaping world. And part of that is to just be excited about what you do and really not be so hard on yourself when things go in a different direction than what you really hoped for. As in the case of this soap, I had different intentions for the design of the soap, and it wanted to do something else. So I've kind of embraced the fact that sometimes soap is going to not want to cooperate, and I delight in like how they turned out. I really delight in the surprise of what I end up with, as opposed to saying to myself, that's horrible because it's not what I wanted. So I think the spirit of that has kept me learning as well, because part of soaping is to not just say, well, it's beautiful anyway, and give up on it. There's another piece of that, and that is to investigate why it did not work out to the way you plan things. I really like that. So, you know, I've learned, and I think what I'll do with this one is say I'm really happy that I used this fragrance. It's a floral, and florals tend to accelerate, and that's one of the reasons why it did accelerate on me. But I'm going to use a different fragrance and go on my merry way as far as my original intention, which was to do a neat swirl on the top of the soap. But because I'm going to show you what I really had intended, and part of it is, you know, getting back up on that horse again. And that's kind of seen me through soaping for 8 or 9 years, and always being really interested and happy with the process and always learning. I've learned how to alter my recipes. And there's so many factors about how a soap will turn out. The last time I made the soap, I had a more fluid design on the top like I was intending for this one, but I had a different recipe at that time. And that's when I was using palm oil, which I don't really use much anymore. And so I'm slowly trying new formulations so that I get a really hard bar that will last a long time, but will still give me that work time to do fluid things. But you can't just stop, especially if it's things that you really like to do. These came out pretty cool anyway. I'm thinking of another soap idea called Heliconia. If you look that up, it's a really beautiful, just the leaves on this plant, but the flowers are such a nice pattern that I'm going to do another soap. I don't know when I'll do it, but that uses that as a design. So if you look at the link of the first time I made this Awapuhi soap, and this one's a Awapuhi Lime, I was able to do the design that I'm talking about. I want to do it again. I want to do an improved design about that one. But this might conclude, at least for a while, the Hawaii themed soap. I did more than I thought I was going to do at the start. At the start, I actually thought I only had one idea. And I thank you all for watching. It's always, I think, more interesting seeing the trials and tribulations of soap making too, that things don't always go as planned, but I'm going to share that all with you too. But you always end up with great soap, for the most part. This side is just like glass. I don't know if you can see the sheen of that. But thanks for hanging out with me, and more videos to come. Please subscribe if you like what you see, and follow me on Instagram. And thanks for visiting my Vibrant Soap shop online at vibrantsoap.com. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Bye.